رحمة للعالمين محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم الذي قد أخرجنا من الظلمات إلى النور. طيب، أنا كحامل البرنامج في هذا اليوم أريد أن أقرأ لكم سلسلة البرنامج الأول وهو الافتتاح، فخير ما نبتدئ به لقاءنا في هذا اليوم بقراءة أم الفرقان الفاتحة. طيب، عسى أن يكون برنامجنا بهذه قراءة أم الفرقان أن يسير على أحسن ما يرام. ثم الذي يليه الكلمات التمهيدية من فضيلة رئيس جامعة الأمين الإسلامية برندوان سومنب مادورة الشيخ الدكتور مهتدي عبد المنعم الماجستير، فليتفضل مشكورا.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Innal hamdalillah nahmaduhu wa nasta'inuhu wa nastaghfiruh wa na'udzu billahi min syururi anfusina wa min sayyiati a'malina. May yahdihillahu fala mudhillalah wa may yudlil fala hadiyalah. Asyhadu an la ilaha illallah wa asyhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh la nabiyya ba'dah. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya wal mursalin sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi mawala. Rabbi syrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli, amma ba'd. Ismahuli fi hadhihi al-munasabah an atakallam bil-lughah al-injlisiyah. Respectable colleagues from India, from Indonesian Share to Care volunteers, and colleagues from other universities, honorable keynote speakers from various countries of the world. Alhamdulillah, we have been meet in this conference for 7 days, and this is the last day for us to share our views and research findings in this conference. But I do hope this is not our last meeting. I look forward to our next collaboration and cooperation, or we are possibly enter to a virtual reality in the metaverse, for example, or something like that, where online meeting could be more attractive. Anyway, if you have any opportunity to come here, you are all most welcome to visit us here in Sumeneb, Madura, Indonesia. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to thank you all for taking part in this conference, and I also want to thank you all for your connecting today, and I hope you are looking forward to the discussions as much as I am. And shortly, inshallah, next year we will arrange this international conference on the same month, maybe on September 2023. So see you next year. Have a nice weekend. Have a nice talk and discussions. Nice to meet you all. I think this is all I want to say for this afternoon here in Indonesia. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Al-Ustadzah Uswah Hasanah wa Ustadzah Fida Ruhyah kamudiri an-nadwa fi hadhihi al-buq'ah al-mal'ana. فمن الكلام الختامي نقدم لكم أيها السادات والسيدات أيها المتقدمون والمحاضرون في هذا اليوم أطيب مشاعرنا وأفضل احترامنا لإنجاح هذا البرنامج. طيب شكرا ثم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Assalamualaikum. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, for this sessions, Miss Fida, are you here? Okay. Waiting for minutes for Miss Fida will come together with us. Okay, let's begin our session today. For the first keynote speaker, we will become Ms. Dr. Mutmainah, MPD from University of Al-Azhariyah, Manda, Indonesia. Dr. Mutmainah.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
Let's.
Okay, Dr. Mutmainah, please, this is your time for presence. The time is yours. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I know that my time very limited to the director, the team, and then organizing committee and the moderator for having me today, all of the participants, and then all of the keynote speaker that will be in this Zoom meeting for today. Allow me to share my screen. Okay. Wait. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and good afternoon from Indonesia. My name is Mutmainah. You can call me Nina. I am lecturer in the Faculty of Teacher Training and Education at my university, Universitas Al-Azhar Mandar, West Sulawesi. This is some of my national and international organization and also my research identity. So feel free to joining my research and cite our paper for that. My research get my all-sheet ID is available now. Today, I want to share to you the very important topic that actually very interesting also. This is related to our Ministry of Education and Culture about the independent learning, independent campus. So this is the new trends. This is the new trend in research by following COVID-19 through digital innovation and transformation. Our study on our classroom. Let's have a look. This is the happening right now, the accelerated transformation on education sector. Based on my opinion, my interpretation, and my observation, I divided into 5 the highlight issue that actually this is still a new trend in globally. For the example, the first one, this is about injected artificial intelligence in education. And I believe we are familiar with this software. And what about if we wanted to apply this artificial intelligence in our education or in our classroom? This is related about what we want to do with this artificial intelligence in education. So we believe that artificial intelligence very, very interesting, and the student are more in because we are right now transformation. We are going to be digital. The student going to be digital, the teacher going to be digital, or lecture going to be digital. And also our material right now, we are going to be digital. So everything going to be digital. The staff, the administration, the way we are service our university right now, we are moving out to be digital. So this is the benefit of COVID-19. So thank you to the COVID-19 because when we are practice physical distancing and then social distancing, we are familiar with the remote teaching, virtual classroom, distance education, and also we must be adapt with the new trend, new habit, ICT culture or information communication technology culture. So right now, this is happening in our daily life. We cannot live without the internet, of course. So the next about redesign curriculum. Yeah, Indonesia also, our Ministry of Education and Culture, because of this situation, we having the transformation. So we should be redesign our curriculum. So for the example, right now we have namely Merdeka Belajar, Kampus Merdeka, or independent learning, independent campus curriculum. Injected technology, infused hybrid or hyplex learning environment or blended learning environment. Right now we are moving out to do that. But unfortunately, in the school right now, when we are come back to school, most of the school or university not allow the student to bring their smartphone or use their smartphone in the classroom. So this is, we have a little bit misconception about the mindset by using this technology or integrate the technology in our learning and teaching process. This is a very bad situation. Like in my district right now, most of the school didn't allow the student to use the smartphone anymore in the classroom. What's happening? I think, I don't know, this is why this is LMS, for example, learning management system. But remember, to designing the content in the learning management system, we should be consideration with the triple quantum, namely quantum learning, quantum teaching, and then quantum technology. This is not easy, but we cannot do that. So mobilize e-learning and then accelerated learning. Of course, when we are in the physical distancing and social distancing, about the manage the classroom or manage the student learning, this is not only by the teacher and the student itself, but also this is covered with their parents, their community, or the staff. So the next about the cybergogy, this is one of the theory if you wanna to combine between pedagogy and the technology, namely cybergogy, Wang and Kang. This is the grand theory of the cybergogy, not only about the pedagogy and the technology itself, but also a cover about the metacognitive skill, knowing how to learn, and then a freedom to learn. So the last about the society 5.0, this is we are having a digital vaccine that we understanding right now, everything going to be digital. And then this is not about we are use technology or something like that, but we understanding the world is changed today, and also we should be how we are designing everything, our lesson plan, our curriculum, and our curriculum to be adapted the industry revolution 5.0. The way the student thinking must be to be creative and innovative, or working by doing collaboration, or mean that here we should be pursue the 21st century skill. Let's have a look this from John Dewey. This is the very important thing, but sometimes we still do that in the classroom. We still having and teaching our students by the way we are learning in the past. So because we know that our students, they are the Gen Z, they are familiar with the technology or internet. So the way we are teaching, the way we are learning, we should in Indonesia, like about the infrastructure, how to we are blended our mixing our technology in the classroom without the good infrastructure. So we have to be strong together, and then we still moving out to be adapt with this situation, ICT culture. This is the 5K 21st century skill and behavior that the teacher need to think, because we understanding right now we have responsibility how to facilitate our students. They must be going to be digital. The first one about learning is no longer a solo activity. The teacher is no longer the only person in teaching. Learning is no longer passive anymore. So that's why we should have the student-centered learning approach. Books are just the start, and teaching is then beyond in the classroom. So this is the digital technology you can choose and use in the classroom. But sometimes we should be remember that all of this technology, when we are used, we must be know and familiar what is our student condition. And then we should be also in the level of higher order thinking skill to support the student with the 21st century skill. This is, for example, maybe you claim yourself, yeah, I use technology in the classroom. I applied higher order thinking skill. I training my student to increase the higher order thinking skill level, doing innovation and doing creativity. But in the classroom, your activity, only you ask them to recall, to define, to memorize, to giving label, to measure, to matching, to identify. That actually very sad. You are still in the lower order thinking skill. Yeah, this is the level 1, remember and understanding for lower order thinking skill. But what should we do to support the student, the metacognitive skill, help them to increase the higher order thinking skill in the level of 4? You must ask them to design, to do the connection, to synthesize, to critique, to analyze. This is the activities that really support your student to do, namely, creativity or doing innovation. Yeah, you should use the right activity, the right technology, and the right interaction in the classroom. So to support them by the technology, this is the example, the Bloom taxonomy, from lower order thinking skill into the higher order thinking skill, from remembering, understanding until to do the evaluation. This is the application or the technology that you can be used in the classroom to help them into this, the level of the Bloom taxonomy higher order thinking skill, or namely here, to do innovation, to do creativity. Yeah, for example, to ask them to designing, maybe you can ask your student to do their summarize the material by using TikTok or YouTube, and then they are uploaded in their TikTok or YouTube account. I think this is one of the way how to make them more engaged, and then they know this application not only to showing our dancing or our another activity. Let's have a look again. Come back to the research and development. This is maybe sometime when we are enter to the new semester, like right now, we are entering the new semester. Are you, as a lecturer, are you ask your student what they want, what they need? For example, your material, you're teaching English, for example, or you're teaching Arabic language, for example. Have you asked your student what they want, what they need based on your material? This is the basic foundation of research and development, or R&D. Everything in our classroom in one semester, this is designing by listening their choice. For example, I'm teaching English. I'm asking them, what do you want in our material? This is, we have 16 meetings. The first meeting we want to talk about present tense. What do you want? Ma'am, can we play a song? Can you play a music, or can you play a movie? Or can you play, can we use a application or technology or something like that? So we make a list for what is the student want, and then we are organize and manage again our lesson plan. So this is the basic foundation of the R&D, that actually if you are asking your student voice and your student choice, this is in the flow chart, the first step from research and information collection. You can ask them by using interview or questionnaire. And the second one, you do the planning. Like I shared to you the example, you can redesign again your curriculum and your lesson plan related just student one, the student need. I think this is, there are a 10 step if you want to apply or do this R&D, research and development research. So this is the example instructional model by R&D, namely ASSURE. The ASSURE, this is the acronym from Analyze, Learner, State Objective, Select Method, Media and Material, Utilize Media Material, Require Learner Participation, and in the end of the semester, we do reflection or evaluation. Sometime in my classroom, in the end of the semester, I share to them the questionnaire. or an interview by Google Form. For example, I'm asking what about what about our classroom in one semester? You like it or not? What about the material or something like that? I hope you can do that in your classroom, listening your student voice and choice, because your student not like you, we are different with them. They are born digital. So this is one of the choice if you wanted to make your student more engaged in your classroom. This is from the entertainment in education or edutainment theory, or I am having this in my article, namely funtainment, fun activities, education, and entertainment. When you use games, you use movie, you use song, or you use technology, this is the basic foundation from funtainment theory. So there are many benefits if we use the funtainment or edutainment. This is effective engagement, behavioral engagement, cognitive engagement, and social cultural engagement. And well, we believe that funtainment or edutainment, this is have very good, very high or excellent contribution to the future of education if you are combine this or insert the research or R&D in your classroom. So well, this is my student based on my result. This is the student answer from their classroom after I apply YouTube. I use YouTube in my material, games, film, and song. They believe this is very benefit, and then they believe they have strong recommendation that funtainment, this is have impact for the student 20% skill, like their communication, collaboration, critical thinking, creative, or doing innovative. This is the fact. So some another choice, alternative in the classroom, if you wanted to engage more your student project, they answer the question, they sharing their knowledge, their video presentation in this application, in this platform, namely Padlet. So this is my classroom when I use artificial intelligence. You see that my student, the member of the class, they are very big member, 45. So yeah, by using this technology, this is have a benefit for me to handle and to monitor in my classroom. And you see, even they are the big member, they are still focused in the classroom. They are playing and they are learning. So right now, we are familiar with this robot, namely robot-assisted language learning. This is the, actually this is from artificial intelligence itself, but we show and we meet with the real robot, the robot not only in our smartphone anymore, but we can do the interaction with the robot itself. This is, for example, the robot, if you wanted to engage your student in teaching English, namely robot-assisted language learning. So the question for the next, what about us as a human? I mean, we are doing the creativity in our lesson plan or in our syllabus. The robot, the application, this is only a tool or only a media for us. Yeah, this is the example by using robot. So many countries right now launching robot. This is only to have the lecture in many university, but I don't know in Indonesia. Yeah. So my classroom, when I use virtual reality, yeah, actually the student yeah, you know, my student, they are never going to airport because the airport in our place is very far. So by this virtual reality, the airport virtuality, they have experience, they can be imagination when I wanted to go to flight. So this is will be happening in the airport. This is the example of the virtual reality that actually have presenting in my student classroom. Yeah. So, for example, when I use film, this is the example. This is based on my research, my dissertation. When we are apply film in the classroom, we are not just only, hey, student, watching the film, find the difficult word. No. What should we do? We have normally our instructional model. I break down into a 5 phase or 5 step here because we wanted to facilitate and help them with the higher, how they achieve the higher order thinking skill. In the warm-up, presenting, practice, production into evaluation. In the first step, in the warm-up, like here before, if your material, for example, your teaching material, maybe by using about the technology, or maybe about vocabulary or Arabic, whatever your subject, you can use this prototype, the instructional model in the warm-up. Actually, you can ask them to understanding about robot and computer, or maybe about Islamic, about religion or something like that. Okay, wait.
Gently reminder the time.
Yeah. By watching this movie in the warm up, this is related to the understanding and remembering. This is still a lower order thinking skill. And then in the presenting, you can ask them to do the brainstorming. They can be analyze the concept related to the robot, computer, or technology, whatever your subject here. Maybe you're teaching mathematics, or maybe you're teaching about Al-Kalam, for example. So in the practice, you can ask the student to construct the new content. In the production, for example, if they don't have internet connection, so we still can be use namely local technology. This is the example. The student activities without internet, without smartphone in the classroom or situation. So about the artificial intelligence, this is my paper. I have been research this and actually have so many benefits if you are use the technology in the classroom. This is actually help your student to increase their 21st century skill. So we use the technology to make our learning and teaching process to be more practice, effective, and efficient. The technology will not replace the teacher. So thank you so much for having me and listening to me. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Dr. Mutmainah. It's so informative presentation. And we got so many information that we can put as reference for our future teachers here as the listeners. And I do really impressed with the quote that you put in your PPT, John Dewey. If we teach today's student as we taught yesterday, we rob them of tomorrow. It's such a good quote and really inspiring us for that. And because we run out of time, maybe some audience want to give questions or the reflection from their experience as a teachers, how we use the artificial intelligence, how we implement technology in our classroom, how we bring our student to the cyberbully.
Yeah.
And we give them digital vaccines that make them work collaboratively in teamwork, use some technology, and yeah. Maybe our audience, if is there any question? It's so worrying, or sometimes they just want to give up. They cannot transfer anything such love. I do agree with you. Yeah.
They are just only the tools.
Yeah, they are
tools
the
and
tools.
media.
Yeah, and sometimes they also experience an error.
Yeah.
Yeah, run out battery.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Syukran kasiran.
Yeah, fine. So there is no more question. If there is no more question, then I will call for our next presenter. Okay. There is no more. Thank you so much for Dr. Mutmainah for your presentation. It's so inspiring. Wish you luck and have a good day. Yeah. And I would like to welcome our Professor Dr. Fargisi from Peace College, Iranjalakuda, Kerala, India. The time is yours.
Thank you. Thank you very much for giving me an opportunity to present my views on the topics of the 7-day international conference. And my thanks, of course, goes to my dear friends, Mutmainah, who just presented, Auntie, Abdul Ghafoor, and many others, okay, for me being here. And also the slight change in my program because yesterday I was really busy in the college. So I must congratulate the organizers for taking up such a topic, especially use of digital technologies in improving or enhancing Islamic education, especially in a multidisciplinary way. I think it's the need of the hour. And I'll be concentrating on some general aspects because we had a very detailed presentation about how we can make use of artificial intelligence in our education. But let me tell you that we are, in a way, going through a VUCA situation where everything is volatile. Things are ambiguous. There's a lot of complexity involved and uncertainty is also involved. So how can we make use of the digital technologies, the latest ICTs, and also in a special situation like this? You know, the COVID times, in fact, I can call it VUCA in action. But now times would be my main area of presentation, of course, with some general tips to handle this particular situation. And let's have another VUCA, okay, where we people can be educators. I'm sure listening to me are educators from all over the world and also budding educators. And of course, our learners, students. So with that short note, let me enter my presentation. So I'll be sharing the screen now. I think it's visible now, right?
Yeah, it is.
It is. And okay, so my topic for the day is digital transformation of education in the post-COVID scenario. And I would call even this as a VUCA era. So when we think of the definition of education itself, it's a process of facilitating learning or the acquisition of knowledge, skills, values, beliefs, and habits. We all know that. Digital transformation means transforming an organization's core business. And as we all know, Being educators, our core business is teaching learning process to better meet, and of course parents who send their kids to our higher education or institutions. And this may be a kind of graphical representation of transition from physical to digital. And when we think of this digital transformation of education, see, there is, of course, there's a transformation taking place, transforming the student experience. And what are the different levels of transforming the student experience in digital transformation? See, recruiting students digitally using social media and text messaging as part of data-driven decision process is one. Another one is allowing students to register via their mobile phones on scalable cloud-based student information systems. And we are now very, very, very familiar with all these technologies because of the pandemic. Providing a variety of online learning options to students and have enough courses to choose from at key points of their academic career, because there were a lot of courses from which they can choose from depending on the intervention protocols, and partnering with industry to provide digital badges and certificates to enhance career opportunities. See, we all know that whatever be the type of education that we offer, that should often lead to a decent monetary profession. That's why, so we all know that. So especially VUCA is a term which came to the education field from industry. And naturally, the situation, so the digital badges and also partnering with industries are quite important, and giving them certificates and also enhancing career opportunities these days are quite important for a learner. And he or she even thinks of it very seriously when he joins an institution. So we institutions need to market now in a way that we need to attract our students, telling them that teaching learning process in a global manner is happening in our institution. So this, what I call globality of education, and at the same time, our students are digital natives. So we should be in a position to offer them our classes in the classrooms, because outside the classrooms, they are very active. They often interact with all gadgets and they're very active because they are digital natives. But once they are into our classrooms, the traditional, conventional, old modern classrooms, naturally, they will have to keep aside all this. See, Mutmaina in her presentation has very beautifully showed how she's engaging students, okay, with these latest technologies. And that too, in a world of digitization. Now, a good teacher is not a person who considers 4 walls of his classroom his wall. That was an earlier thought. Now, a good teacher is a person who can bring world into the classroom. And how can you bring world into the classroom? With the latest technologies, no doubt. So, with this note, I'm passing over to, I think this is very familiar to us. ICT in education. Okay, we use the different ICTs, different tools, different websites for teaching learning process, assessment, professional development, and administration. And these latest technologies, but VUCA era offers a lot of educational implications. As educators, we should pay attention to these educational implications. And often many educators think that there are tremendous challenges. A lot of challenges have been posed by the VUCA era of educational implications. And I think VUCA is a term which is quite, say, our education scenario, the world scenario is volatile, fast changing, uncertain. Okay, often there's a lot of uncertainties. Every time there are changes happening. And it is complex too. In a way, we'll have to take decisions every time, and they are different from one another. So it has a complex situation and ambiguity, lack of clarity. So that is the era. You see, VUCA was in action during COVID times. And even in the post-COVID scenario, we are facing a VUCA era. And naturally, though it is often said to be an industrial marketing term, it is very much action in our what I call education scenario too. And it offers a lot of challenges. But let me tell you, all these challenges should be made into opportunities. They are not really challenges. They are opportunities for the educators to make their learners the best. And as they go out of their institutions, they should be what I call people who can face all these challenges that they are going to face maybe immediately after their education process. First one is to rethink their basic tenets. Every teacher should rethink the basic tenets. It's not the way that we have learned that we have to teach, because the teaching have changed a lot. The interaction have changed a lot. And we are in a world of digitization. So we should rethink our basic tenets, basic approaches of teaching and change it. To deploy, in fact, technological, blended at the same time. Let's approach the whole, because as she mentioned, robots replace teachers. And let me tell you, even ICT cannot replace teachers. But I have a warning for every educator who is listening to this. A person, a teacher, an educator who knows ICT may replace a teacher, an educator who doesn't know ICT. Okay, that's it. But ICT can never replace teachers. We need that emotional element. Another, challenge is to restructure education to respond progressively and constructively to the social and technological changes. See, a lot of changes have come over, outside the educational scenario, in business, in industry, in marketing. A lot of changes have come over, and they have reaping a lot of benefits with the use of latest technologies. So we have to use them in an effective way. Now, the best way to foster future flourishing education in VUCA, senior educators were educated in a totally different way. So that is not enough for the digital natives of today. So we need to create environments and design experiences. And that can be very easily done, very effectively done, with a lot of impact using the latest technologies and ICTs. And as I said, COVID is VUCA in action. And it was COVID which brought about the digital transformation of education. See, the other are agencies, what they call higher education agencies in India, the UGC, University Grants Commission, MHRD, the Ministry of Education. But with all, they were putting in a lot of effort to create this digital transformation of education, but COVID has made it possible, and this is going to stay. And see, I have just mentioned the different approaches, okay, or the positive outlets. Let's forget about the negative influences of the pandemic, COVID-19. But positive outlooks are going to stay, because the condition is ever changing. We are in a volatile situation. We are in a melting pot. Every time there are new technologies introduced, new changes happening. So positive outlooks are, see, the COVID has opened a lot of new avenues in the field of education. And this itself, see, the whole world is listening to us when we speak. Of course, it was there. Most of the platforms which we are using now for educational purposes were used by businessmen for business purposes. Now they have entered what they call the educational scenario too. So there is a lot of new avenues. So these avenues can be used by our educators for the benefit of students to design new experiences and to have new what they call approaches, paving the way for learning new resources. See, we are every day learning new resources. And very much is happening that side in Indonesia. I'm happy. Not all over the world, even India, it is happening. Okay, giving an opportunity to experience news in education field are going to stay. Even in India, in the new education policy given by the University Grants Commission tells us that they are going for a blended mode altogether. maybe 60% offline classes and 40% online classes. And the latest decree or the order from UGC says that, it gives equal importance to the regular classes, distance programs, and also even online programs, which was considered a third rate. So the regular students going to the colleges and studying in a regular manner were considered first rate, and distance was second, and online programs were almost third rate. But now, by an order, UGC is trying to keep it. So that often facilitates a kind of lifelong learning, enabling learning, and we have learned a lot of new skill sets, okay, which we need very much in the world, in the present world, reinforcing need for continuous learning. That is lifelong learning. So in a new digital information era, we learn to learn. We need to get updated every second. And what are the changes that have come over with this ICT in classrooms, the use of ICT in classrooms? There's a big shift as far as educators are concerned, as far as learners are concerned. See, as far as an educator, a teacher is concerned, earlier he or she was only a knowledge transmitter, a primary source of information. But in the new scenario, see, teacher is a learning facilitator, a collaborator, a coach, a knowledge navigator, and a co-learner. Because things are changing with a great speed. Sometimes our students, especially as far as latest technologies are concerned, are better informed and skilled sometimes than the teachers. So naturally, we need to be a facilitator, a collaborator, a coach, a co-learner, and what? Most of our classrooms were teacher-centered classrooms. From that, teacher gives students more options and responsibilities for their own learning, and naturally they become more responsible, more options, and they become self-directed, self-regulated, self-motivated students. Okay, so maybe from the teacher-centered to a learner-centered educational phase. We have been talking about all this, but with the introduction of latest technologies, opening of so many venues and so many resources for learning, students are slowly becoming independent. And they, to a certain extent, are taking up responsibilities and options, and we have self-regulated, self-directed students. Okay, so big change. And this is a paradigm shift which I would like to represent in a graphic manner. See, the sender, teacher centered, and the instructor is just pushed to a corner, but he's very important. He or she is very important, let me tell you. Okay, all right. So no ICT, no latest technologies can replace a teacher. Teacher is important, but so are the different other sources of learning, and it is a duty of this student of understanding, applying, etc. But I would like to tell you, we are just reversing the order. You see, what happened in our traditional classrooms was, in the classrooms, we were very busy making our students remember and understand. Remembering and understanding was taken care of in the traditional classrooms, whereas applying, analyzing, evaluating, and creating to a certain extent was not properly attended to, or they were happening outside the classroom, and hence they never happened. But in the case of Bloom's taxonomy classrooms, see here in the classroom.
Reminder, your time.
Yeah, it's almost there. I'll just wind up now. Okay, so in the classroom, we need to take care of, out of the classroom, let's take care of, through the fifth classroom model, let's take care of understanding and what I call remembering. I mean, outside the classroom, maybe through online modes. And when we have the classroom, we have students, let's spend time applying it, analyzing it, evaluating it, and creating it. So this is the change which I would like to tell you. This should be, see, from volatility. From VUCA situation, we would challenge, we should come in, what I call, defeat this VUCA situation to another VUCA, but the words are different. From volatility to vision. See, if you have a clear vision, naturally, this fast changing attitude, whatever changes happen, the vision is fixed. So, I mean, volatility should be, replaced by vision, and uncertainty by understanding. See, uncertainty, we are not certain We don't know what would happen next, what is happening now. But if you have clear understanding of what is happening, naturally that will help both the educator and students to scale greater heights. Complexity should be, in fact, replaced by clarity. Yeah, there's a lot of complexities happening, but if you're clear in whatever you do, naturally that can be replaced. And ambiguity, as I said, it should be, in fact, followed by agility. Agile learning these days is need of the hour. Ambiguities are there naturally because of the situation, but we'll have to face it with and see a deepak knowledge. For the educators, we should, of course, have pedagogical and content knowledge, but we should be equipped with the technological knowledge. And the deepak concept, I think, is very familiar to you. So a teacher, an educator should be equipped in this way. Okay. Though it seemed a little interesting, funny, but this is the way educators should be equipped so that he can face the challenges of the VUCA situation now. And one thing just to remember, remind you that there is no use of having a lot of resources, but we should see what, or it will be just as presented in the picture. Okay, we should know how to use them effectively for our students. That's what ultimately, see, the use of technology or latest ICTs successful in the classroom is a mindset, not a skill set. If you have the mindset, naturally the skill set. It's a human way that matters. We have technology, we have softwares, and hardwares in plenty. But what we need exactly is the human way, the individual teacher's capacity to design new experiences for our students. So to wind up, let me tell you, the best way to predict the future is to create it. So let's all, as educators, create a new future for our students. So thank you. Thank you very much. Wish you a very smart teaching and learning through the latest technologies. Thank you.
Thank you for your great presentation. It's so informative. Over here, you are presenting about how the ICT is implementing in our classes. You also presented about the aim of digital transformation that really benefit for the student, how the impact on ICT in teaching, learning, that the student more be independent and the teacher only become the facilitator, and the student also can work collaboratively with their mate. And thank you so much for your presentation about VUCA, VUCA, from complexity to clarity, uncertainty to understanding, ambiguity to agility, and from volatility to vision. It's such a great presentation. Thank you so much for that. Okay, audience, do you have any question about this? This is so really interesting topic to discuss. If there is no one, then I will ask the question from myself.
Okay.
This based on my experience as I'm a teacher actually.
Okay.
Okay, the audience, is there any question? There is no. Okay, I will pop up my questions. Over here, you talking about the term of digital narrative.
Yes.
I understand about this term, the digital narrative and digital immigrant. Yeah, and at the end of the slide, you also told us about the successful of implementation of digital transformation lies on the educator, not on the hardware or the software. However, if you can take a look in the rural area, our senior teacher, they are not experienced with this sophisticated technology. Them are digital immigrants. They burn only with the newspaper, with the TV, and yeah. But their students are digital narrative. They understand well how to use the technology in their life. They use handphone. They know how to operate it easy. And they use laptop and etc. So with this occurrence, what do you think about that for the teacher in the, especially for the teacher in the rural area, and the senior teacher or the elder teacher, that most of them are digital immigrant? Yeah.
Yes, that's a very good question, and I faced this question many a time. See, here, what happens is often rural areas. See, India is a country, of course, with a mixed economy, and poor people, rich people are there. So naturally, there's a lot of digital divide. Digital divide is there. Okay. Digital divide is simply the difference between digital haves and digital have not. But to a certain extent, in order to overcome this digital divide, in a way, see, slowly we are moving from even this use of ICTs itself. Because nowadays, I think most of us are familiar, especially the digital natives, of course, are familiar with all digital gadgets. So when we move from brick universities to click universities, hope you get me when I say brick universities to click universities, naturally, these divides can be minimized in a way. Of course, see, that's why I said in my presentation, we need not know all the resources. We need not run behind all the resources, but let the senior teachers, so-called digital immigrants, learn a few technologies which would really suit them to help their students. That's enough. And it is something like what I call, I would say, driving a car. Anyone can learn to drive a car. Let's not worry about the hardware. See, when there is something wrong with the hardware of our car, we take it to a garage, to a workshop. There are experts there. Okay. So what we know, what our senior teachers should know is the possibilities. And we can seek the help of our own, what I call children, or our own, what I call junior staff. Even I do that. Okay. Because I'm not such an expert in ICTs, the hardware side. But I know how the possibility of using a particular, what I call software, maximum. So I can make others to use it for our benefit. So that's how senior teachers can view it. And as far as digital divide is concerned, let me tell you, in a way, see, we can overcome it with digitization, their mobiles, because it's a gadget of convergence. See, mobile is a gadget of convergence. With a mobile, a lot of learning can take place. And now and then in distance programs, they can have contact classes so that they can come together, learn, what do you call, take the benefits of that. So that is one way of what do you call, taking this challenge.
Yeah. So the summary is the community and the school stakeholder, all of us, we need to work together. Yeah.
Networking. Yeah, that's what we are doing now. I'm very happy that there are a lot of programs coming from these Share to Care volunteers. In fact, I'm the head of Share to Care volunteers from India. But even then, a lot of works are being done by you people. I really congratulate. We are doing from this side, but I think these days Indonesians are doing a wonderful job. Okay. So kudos to you. Great.
Thank you so much for your time and great presentation.
From all over the world. And giving their ideas to many. Great.
Great lecture.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time. University Forum Polandia. Are you there, Mister?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, yeah. I would like to welcome you to present your materials. The time is yours.
Okay, I will try a short presentation, make it, and I want to welcome all of you. It's my pleasure to see all of educators of the world. And how you say, I'm a youth director in Poland, but I'm teacher. I'm teaching primary school. It's a special school. It's very important because it's private. First of all, it's private, but free. Kids don't pay for our education. And most of our teachers have a special powers, how can I say? Because our students, most of our students are students of special needs, and we have many difficulties. And I try to send my presentation and into how you see. How I say, our school is a small private school in Poland, and in Wrocław is a small city, but very important in the world for now, because why? Because we have special kids, very special kids. They have a special power, and they need a special help for us. First of all, I'm a science teacher. Obviously, I work in a non-public primary school. With integration classes. I usually coordinate school projects. We have many projects with in many countries in the world. It's not just Europe, but we work with USA, with Brazilian, Argentine, with India, of course, with France, and so on, so on. Most of these projects make our students. I just a child which is different. It will laughing with you. For this, secret grades from your ignorance. It's a very important word for us because we have many kids with many difference, and they need to be approved in our world, in our city, in our home. Usually, it's very hard. What again? Our students are students. Some of our students, they like play, they like learn. First of all, we don't use books, student books. We learn about life. We learn with play. We play with them, and then we learn them about important information. They have normally projects, normally subjects in our school, but we make this lesson. We can't go to school, go to class, and tell them, open your book on page number 25 and read some information. It's impossible. How you see, they have different problems and they can't. But we can go to the school and use ICT. We can use normal helping to learn them about information on that another project about mathematics, geography, chemistry, and so on. How you see, we very like play. Short information about our school. In Poland, we have non-public school, but we have how you see, nursery, kindergarten, technical school, and school preparing to work. We also have non-public psychological and pedagogical clinic. We try to help them, all them, and it's very important. For now, we have 220 students, and most of them, how I say, it's over 18% have various disabilities. We have 78 teachers for them, and therapists. We have 5 psychologists, special therapists. Is they strange? It's normal kids. They like the normal kids. They like work with us. They like go with us to another school. They like make a project. They like make a video calling for another school, for another country. They very like. They speak English better than me. It's true. It's very, very important. I will see this next our kids. We have special project. When we have a COVID-19, we need to go to home and work in home. We just use ICT to our learning. But in this time, we don't learn normally. We still play with them. We have this project. It's a Christmas project. They sing a song. They sing a Christmas song, and it's a special lesson for them. Is it important? Yes. They play. They teach many interesting things, and they play. They singing with us. It was a very, very nice time. IoTs have a special shadow towers. I don't theaters. We don't see. More of them have different problems. Some of them are autistic, and they can't go. You can see on another time. Next one. What I can say, our student and me is one of 14 schools in Poland who participates in the Polish Wikipedia project. In Poland, we say that Wiki school. It's 14, just 14 schools for all country. and we have make a special information on Wikipedia. We create new information, we read, we change another information on Wikipedia. It's really fun, and they really like that. How you see, how I said it a few minutes ago, I have students with special needs, but they can work in ICT, they can work in Wikipedia, they can create our new Wikipedia entries. Wow, for me, it's amazing. It's a special meeting with Polish Wikipedia, who tell us how Wikipedia works. They very like that. It's still a play. We just learn, but we play. We play with ICT. We play with Wikipedia. It's very, very important for that. Next one, we have various applications of daily basis. Our students work for now for work with Worklet. Worklet, it's a very important application for us. We are a first school in Poland whose Wicklet school, and we start with work with Wicklet 2 years ago, and we like this one, so this application. We work with them on the lesson. We use ICT, our students, and go to school with phones, and we sometimes use it on the lesson. We make a short presentation on Mentimeter, and we can check our student the knowledge, and they really like that. It's something else, something different for them. Okay, it's next applications in Kava. It's very hard. When I talking with students, we're talking with teachers for USA 1 year ago, and they teach in high school, and they say, listen, my kids love Canva. It's very nice applications, very nice tools. It's really great. I love that. They say it's not possible. I have high school students and they don't know how to use it. How your student can? Because they have a special power. They have problem with talking, they have problem with communication, but they can't use many applications. It's a very, very important in our future. Okay, next is a near pod, and I can say about many applications. It's not for now. We usually work with Google tools. We use a Google application for normal lesson. We still, when in school lesson, we use Classroom and Google, and use Google application, Google tools for our lesson. It's nice to work with that. Why? Because we don't know what would be in future. Maybe for 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, we need to back to home, and because maybe we'll back COVID-19 or something else, and we don't want to forget how to work of application, how to work of ICT, and we try to still do it, try to still work with that. Okay. I'm not just a teacher. Yes, I can say something else about me. I'm an expert in 2021, 2022, and for now 2023. I'm a Wicklet School ambassador. I'm a UI director, and so long. And how you see, I try to use it. I try to help a student. I try to teach our teachers how to use it. We have many meetings when we learn how to use another application, another ICT method, and so long. We try to make that. We try to work still time. It's a short information about our application. Our students have a special topic about how you see what is it, and this is one of application, one of tools from Wicklet. And how to make a student interesting lesson biology, because I teach biology. First of all, I don't use a book. I try to talk with them. I try to tell them many information for work about plants, about animals, about human, and we just talk about it. We don't read, we don't write many information. We not to remember many information about biology. It's impossible to remember all of that. And but when we talk about it, when we use ICT, when we go to the park, when we go to the zoo, and so on, we teach, we learn many things, many important things, and I think is the best method for now. We use the chemistry lesson. We can't make chemistry laboratories in our school because in Poland it's not possible. But we use a special page, periodic table, and our students use that, learn then how use another periodic, how to make a different different things, and so on. Okay. For now, we just tell about teaching. We just tell what they learn in school. But it's very important to have a special contact with our community. We make a special action. We can see our kids make a special information and go to our community on. It's amazing for them because it's very hard to tell them how to go to adults and ask them about something, talk with them, but they do that, and we are very proud of them, and it's amazing action, and we try and do it in future another time. We have special certification about work. You see, we work with UNICEF. We have make special tools, and that's one of work our students. They make them all. Yeah, it's our action about what we do on the lesson. Obviously, we don't use a book usually. We try to help, we try to talk, we try to be in action. We go to library and read a book, looking a book. We have playing time. It's this one a special millions or another are our teachers who goes to school and play with them. Obviously, we still not in the book. Okay, and I try to send. You see, for various reasons. Sometimes it's political, sometimes it's financial, but usually it's the personal reasons, personal problem. We are unable to work with them. We are often afraid to take on the difficult challenge of introduction, such as students of the local specialty. Sometimes, yes, very sometimes our personal experience can help or not can help. In another case, it's to do the social presentation. We find the strength and willingness to change them. Maybe you help me. Maybe you help our students, all of students of the world with special needs, with special difficulties. And what can I say for the finish? Just one. How can I help you? If you want the help, if you want have any information how we work in Poland, how we work in our school. I want to say our school is very different or another school in Poland. I can help you. I can tell you any information. I will send you any information. Just call to me, just write to me, and I will try to help. Not just me, but our teachers too. We would like to meet with another students, with another teachers on other countries to talk about it, about us, about our method, about our school, about that how we work on every day. Thank you very much for watching.
Thank you very much for Mr. Mayus. It's so amazing presentation, and it's so amazing to see your presentation and see the pictures of your students. They are amazing, and you are also amazing, and your teacher team also amazing. You can give a chance to the disabilities students. They have the same chance in the sector of education as the normal person and normal person. And the way you say, if we loving to the disability children, they will love with us for our innocence, that they are greater than us. As I know from the Arabic quote, "La tastakir man dunaka li kulli shay'in maziyatun." Do not humiliate, do not underestimate other people, because every one of us are special. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, audience, do you have any questions or reflection for our Mr. Marius?
Yes, ma'am. I have some points to discuss with Professor.
Yeah, the time is yours.
Professor, that's a very great job you are doing. And really, being a sociologist, and I have the knowledge of social sciences related to anthropology and sociology and psychology. And really, this is a very difficult task you are performing. My appreciations for you and your team. But I would like to ask you one question, that how can we extend such kind of schooling in our country, Pakistan? Because we have no such facilities here for such students or for such kids. And the school we have available, those are also not facilitating the kids, and rather facilitating, they are making more and more problems. So how can you help us? How can we join together to facilitate such students? Thank you, sir.
You can, how I understand, you try to ask me how to change your school, how to change your people and in your country, in your school, and how to help them. It's very difficult. First of all, we try to talk with our parents. We talk about parents. We have children with difficulties, very difficult, so with special needs. But we have children with, I could say that normality. It's awful, but it's normal. Normal kids. They have any problems and difficulties. And first of all, we talk with all the parents. We talk of them. It's this kid is normal. This kid is lovely. We will help all the time. We will stay on the lesson all the time in our class. We have small classes. The biggest class we have is 18 students in one class. But we have class with 4 students, 2 students, 3 students, maybe something 5 or 7 students. But in all this class, we have special teachers who wait with them, who work with them all day. And he or she makes many changes in these kids in this lesson, because they help them to talk with other and have problem with physical problem and other, and so on. Okay, it's great, nice to see, nice to hear that. We try to help you, and it's the most important in our school. We try to help. We try to make a special community with our parents. When they finish our school, go to another school, they will back and say thank you. But we need that many times. Our school is 5 years ago, and we have just 5 years work, and it's amazing time. And I think you need many times, many talk with community, with people, with parents, with kids, with government. Exactly, with government is a hard time. We try to do it. We try to make it. We try to change not just our school, not just our city, but we try to change education in Poland too. We go to many conferences and talking with many people of government and say how we work, how we change our school, how we change our kids, how we change our parents, and so on. But still, we need many times.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Is there any other questions? So, my question, so what is the core things when we intended to when we have intended to when we had attention to start that school? What is the first thing that we have to do? Do we need to find a community or?
No, we just need. I think we need to be just a normal people, just a normal kids, and just a normal teacher. And first of all, we need to talk. We need to change our. When we change our, when we can go to these kids and say hello, nice to see you, how are you, and so on. It's everything.
Yeah. You did a great work. Yeah, you are amazing. So is there another questions, participants, from the audience and other speakers? Okay, if there is no more questions, and thank you so much for your great presentation. Fayaz, he is the founder of SPSI from Pakistan. The time is yours.
Assalamu alaikum to all of you. I'm audible to all of you. I'm audible?
Yeah. All the things are clear.
May I start?
Yeah, welcome. Your turn.
Assalamu alaikum to all of you. So Faisal Fiaz is here from Pakistan, and today my topic is importance and diversity of STEM in Islam. So one by one we will see that what are the impacts and what are the consequences and what are the features that we are following in Islam regarding to innovation, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. So when we see this diagram, it's very clear and it gives the idea that learn, design, and creativity, it's a cycle for human learning. So whatever we do, it's all basically done by human. If we do some practice, if we learn something from our environment, so automatically it will become our learning, as well as it's become designed for our such a way that he basically practice on this, practice by learning, practice by doing, then automatically he will basically learn something and he can become expert as well in specific field while spending a time on it. Then we come the thing design. So design it what? Design it is which basically you basically arrange, or basically in a customized way you make a scenario, you make a system, through that you basically create a standard for anyone. And in this way easiness can become better for others as well. For example, if we see everyone is using calculator, everyone is using different kinds of system, microwave oven, refrigerator system. So first of all, there was a design. And kindly mute your mic, please. Dear audience, kindly mute your mic, please. Ms. Najmi Faza, kindly mute your mic, please. So design, it's means which make the things easier for you, and in this way, human mankind can make a standard or develop a system as well. So if we talk about this thing, that your calculator system, so it's a design which has been designed specifically and in a proper format, and after that it becomes system for you, where all the components and the things become on a single place, and all the things are supporting to each other and for a single purpose. Creativity, when we talk about, so it's not like this one that we are not basically looking at thing, but someone think and try to basically introduce that thing first time in the world by enhancing, by adding one feature in a particular or in available product as well. So it means that creativity is the thing which someone can see and someone can add or basically innovate this thing. So when we talk about 4 pillars of STEM, so it's clear to everyone that STEM is an approach for teaching, and it's a constituent part where we basically merge science, technology, engineering, and mathematics in a basically rational way, where our learner could become optimal outcome for the 21st century skills problems, and he become a basically solver as well. So STEM removes the traditional barriers erected between the four disciplines by integrating the four subjects into one cohesive curriculum. So it means if the one person is good in science, so it does not mean he cannot become a good in mathematics or in engineering or in technology. But if we make a rational combination, through that the person can basically engage himself while adding the foundation knowledge in the learning, then automatically he can basically become a good survival for future challenges as well. So when we talk about STEM, so it discover and describe science. It's very clear to all of you. Fire is the first, you can say, the invention, or yeah, you can say the exploration. Through that, humans learned that how we can protect ourselves from the cold environment and negative temperature, or how we can basically use the fire for basically for protect themselves, for animals or someone as well. So after that, you know very well that wheel is the biggest thing. Through that, humans come to know that if we use the wheel, then we can basically we can transform and we can move any object from one place to another if the thing is in rolling stage. Otherwise, it's really difficult if you put that luggage or the thing on your shoulder and on the human shoulder, and in this way it become hectic, you can say, tasks as well. But on the other hand, such kind of machines and technology that humans develop, that basically make the things easier for humans. So a better understanding of life, what it is, how the nature is working, how water is coming, how we can basically get vegetables and harvest field and the other things all in front of you. So if we talk about science, so it's the Muslim scientist initiator who basically introduced science in a particular form, and chemistry, biology, mathematics, astronomy, and all subjects are in front of you. And we know very well that Baghdad is the center for this science, you can say center. And Genghis Khan and Halaku Khan, when basically attacked on Baghdad, so after that, all the libraries and the academic research center, they have been destroyed. But again, some of the persons basically copied, or they basically they have these books or some of the material they transform to other Mongolia and then Europe, and these books have been translated in 800 years or 900 years, and then they basically make the things according to the Muslim scientists' work as well. So it's in front of us. It's everyone knows this thing. Even Google and other all tell this thing that science directly connected with the Muslim scientists. Then we talk about engineering. I'm skipping technology reason. After that, I will describe about this thing. So engineering, it's a control, modify, or design material, processes, and systems. So engineering is a thing when you join different parts. For example, you basically make some wooden parts in such a way that you are able to sit just like chair, just like table, just like stool or something else. So engineering is this, that humans able to think that how can they change this wood in different shapes and make this wood for the usable objects and the things for human mankind. So for this, they basically use different cricket bat. You can also say it's a wooden bat and wooden thing. And same like hockey in sports you are using, and different computer like, which basically make the things easier for human. And in this way, we can basically 1,000 persons work while doing a single machine in a day as well. And in this way, we cannot basically put extra load on a human, and we can save the humans. So it means engineering is also the thing where we are basically making different objects and things while whatever available in this world, while joining, while combining them, we make a rational outcome object which we use for the life easier for human mankind. Then we talk about the mathematics, symbolic language for representing reality, making sense of the world with numbers. So our human's decimal number system is the basically main number system, and computer is using digital number system, hexadecimal, binary, octal. There are many other number systems are available in the world. Our computer keyboard is totally dependent. Judge, we can analyze our product, we can test our product and the machinery that it is a efficient machine or not. For example, if you use two different kinds of mobiles, so obviously the functionality will be different, their specification will be different. But according to mathematics, you can judge that which one is the best one and which one is not the good one. So quantitatively, if you want to measure something in numerics number system, or qualitatively as well, so there is a need of mathematics, and through mathematics we can analyze the rational outcome, and we can quantify our data that we are getting 100% outcome or not. So this one is STEM education. You are looking here: science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. A competitive STEM-based skills is vital to our future as a knowledge-intensive economy. So it means this is not a basically formal era, or you can say, we know very well different revolutions in this world, humans history having, for example, agricultural revolution, then engineering revolution, then industrial revolution, then you can say electronic revolution, and after that you can say computer revolution or IT revolution, and after that we are looking nowadays knowledge society revolution, as well as artificial intelligence era as well. So these all basically saying this thing, that this is not a phase where only a single expert or single expertise of a specific knowledge is required. There is a need. This is the time for integration. Here I'm going to skip technology. I skipped this technology, so I'm going to elaborate this slide again. So technology, it's invent and innovate, improving the natural world. So technology is the newest thing after 1980, and it basically making the bridge all the knowledge and disciplines of science, engineering, mathematics, and this sub-discipline as well. Biochemistry, bioinformatics, biotechnology, we are looking, these are new subjects that we are, even robotics are coming. So it means technology are new thing, and technology, it's a basically integration system or integration, you can say facility, where we can merge different things in a single place. And this is the only due to technology era that we are communicating. And the host is in Indonesia, I am from Pakistan, and all other audience from different areas of the world, they are communicating, they are watching, they are sharing their insights on this platform through technology. So technology, it's basically make all the things as a bridge between all the civilization and communities in the world. If without technology, we cannot survive in this world now. Reason technology has become a important feature of our lives as well. So if we just look at this thing in the past history, so different regions having their own specific powers, knowledges, or something like Egyptian pyramids, Egyptian mummies, Bermuda Triangle. Then there are many other things which are still undiscoverable or unexplorable by science as well, and unable to describe any comment on that thing. But technology is basically the first time where all the civilization, all the regions and communities are connected to each other. This happens in the history of the world first time. You can never get any evidence in the history that such kind of technology or the basically tool was available where different regions are connected to different communities. So this one is the first one, technology. This world has become a global village, and it's only due to technology, where we have World Wide Web, all the basically telecommunication network lines are connected. This is the only STEM basically introduced by Americans in 2000, but firstly they embed the STEM philosophy in their education system in 2005, and in this way they basically get a lot of rational outcome and optimal outcome, so that all other communities and countries, they are following this thing, that there is a need that our learner, our young generation should be able to basically having the knowledge of all the four major disciplines. So it's not mean that a person is fully master of any one of thing, technology or science. It means that you have a combination, or you have a collection of all these disciplines, basic knowledge in yourself. So innovation, it becomes in front of us that it's invention plus commercialization. Invention is the new thing, and invention, it's only, you can say, it was basically happened when someone introduce a new thing. And commercialization, when we add up, mean after inventing something, we add some feature, and again, regional base or community base, we introduce some products. So it's come as innovation. So these are the description. It's an idea, practice, or that is perceived as new by an individual or other unit of adoption. So innovation having three main things: what is desirable to user, these are the requirements, possible with technology, and viable in the marketplace, that it's acceptable by the community as well. So attributes of STEM educated students. So these are the attributes that you people receive after providing them the knowledge of STEM. They can become good problem solver, innovators, inventors, self-reliant, logical thinker, technological traits. So inquiry-based STEM, I'm skipping due to shortage of time. Learning environment, obviously, when you give a rational environment to your young generation, then they can learn something. These are educational technologies that are being used for the enhancement of STEM, flipped classroom, massive open learning, virtual reality, cloud computing. So whatever you are doing with the combination of technology, methodology, and features, so it comes in the category of STEM education. These are the new trends for education 4.0, and it totally depend on sharing and collaboration of the things. So these are innovative strategy of STEMs where you can develop science lab, reward discovery. And here I want to mention one thing more, that your environment is your best teacher. So when you provide a feasible and rational environment to your young learners, then obviously they will learn. The reason is this: human, whatever they are doing in this world, they mostly 80% they learn from their environment. So whatever a newborn child from the home, if he basically take birth in Indian community, so according to that, the regional language, whatever their parents, his parents are communicating, according to that, the child will learn. So these are all the basically visual cues, storytelling, role play. So these are all the basically different things. So now we talk about the science. So this common myth about exploration, get knowledge, even if you have to go to China, in Arabic world or in Arab, you can say this one is very common, that if you want to learn something, so don't care to anyone, and you have to basically combat with all the challenges or barriers and try to strive and try to learn something. So Rabbana ma halakta hazabi batilan. Oh our Lord, you did not create this without wisdom and without planning. So we know very well that this world has been created for humans, and to tell something to Shaitan by Allah, that these humans are the followers of Allah and they are the best species of this universe. وَسَهَرَّ لَكُمْ مَا فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَمَا فِي الْأَرْضِ. And He, Allah, has subjected for you all that is in the heavens and the earth. So this one is the main thing, that whatever is available in this world, you have to explore and try to get and try to make your life easier. But it depends on you that how you do. So now we are talking about STEM goals to prefer to a multi-dimensional person, not a single user or single topper, or you can say the best person in the specific field or something like. So STEM guideline principle, when we talk about, it's focus on integration, mix it up, establish relevance, emphasize 21st century skills, or all these things. So this is the digital age learning ecosystem. So all the things are communicating, sharing, and in this way they are learning. And Islam says this thing, that spread the positivity in the whole world, and love to your youngsters, give respect to your elders, and spread the collaboration and integration with other communities, so that peace and love could be basically happen in this world. And in this way, the things become more stable and good in this universe or in this world as well, so that each and everyone having a basic standard of life, they each and every human try to earn good deeds and something else. So importance.
Gently reminder for your time.
Okay, I'm just going to wind up, right? So STEM is important because it teaches critical thinking skills and instills a passion for innovation. So due to shortage of time, again, I'm skipping something. So diversity in STEM means where you cultivating talent and promoting the full inclusion of excellence across the social spectrum. So if you have a diversified nature of people and diversified expert in your team, so you can do some wonder and you can make the things more better as compared to the homogeneous team members. So if your team is having 5 members and all are very good in science, but they are lacking the knowledge of technology or mathematics, so they cannot, your team cannot perform well. So there is a need to mix up. There is a need of collaboration or integration of all these disciplines in such a way that your team can do something better in this world. So this one is the basically education framework you are looking, and this one is pictorial representation. So concept has been changed. So left hand side are obsolete nowadays. This one is the new one. Student centered, multi-sensory stimulation, multi-path progression, multimedia collaborative work, and this is a good deed. Will get a reward similar to the one who performs it. So Sahih Muslim basically describe and give this insight that if you do something good for any human, then obviously you will get a reward. So Allah help those who help themselves. But again, if you give or help to any human, then again Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will basically help out to you to do something more better in this world and in the last place as well. By Allah, if Allah were to guide one man through you, it would be better for you than the best type of camels. So you are human, you are rational, you are best species of this world. So try to literate and try to help, try to collaborate, try to give them confidence so that they can become good human in this world. And it means that science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, and it all basically relevant to your Islam's teachings as well. And Islam is saying spread the positivity and do something good things, try to earn good deeds and something like. The Holy Quran says in pharmacology, so it's become, I'm going to skip these lines. So Islam and its relation to science, many people feel that in fact there is no such thing as the Islamic problem of science. They say science is science, whatever it happens to be. And Islam has always encouraged knowledge. So in Arabic, therefore, we should encourage whatsoever the problem. There is no problem. We are here. We are humans. We will work together and we will try to solve this problem. So we have seen that whatever our teachings and our, you can say, philosophy of Islam, all the European countries and Americans, they are following our teachings of Islam. Only the difference is this, that they did not basically specifically mention and obviously mention that religion Islam they are following and it's a good thing. But if you observe, if you analyze, so they have all the official principles, official rules and regulation, it all basically followed by Europe and Americans. They are totally by Islam. So again, Holy Quran and science, these are the best. Time is short, so that I'm skipping these all things. So first chapter of the Quran after the opening prayer starts with, this is the book, it is in the guidance sure, without doubt to those who fear Allah, who believe in the unseen, are steadfast in prayer and spend out whatever we have provided for them. So whatever Allah has provided to us, we have to provide them to our youngsters. It's our duty. So we have to work, we have to basically spread out the humanity and its importance as well. And science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, it's all basically help out to you to become a good follower of Allah if you follow all these things. And exploration, Allah always says this thing that explore new things. Whatever is available in this world, you can do everything. So preparation for life, STEM prepares students for life regardless of the profession they choose to follow. So STEM teaches students how to think critically and how to solve problems, skills that can be used throughout life. So it's basically STEM become your lifestyle. STEM become your life tool, your life power. If you basically try to get and follow the principle of STEM, solving real world problem causes students to use, expand higher order thinking skills. So it means you can resolve your problem, anything, whatever you have. Leadership, ethics, and responsibility. So there's a need to spread the environment, engineering design processes in front of you. So preparing the next generation to succeed in life is a tall order, and we will substantially fail if we do not teach children how to think critically and solve ill-structured problems. So what do students gain? These are the all things. So these are some statistical things that I'm skipping due to shortage of time. So thank you very much. If you want to ask any question, you may ask, please.
Thank you so much for your presentation. For the audience, is there any questions about STEM? This is interesting topic that use science, technology, engineering, mathematics at the same time. And my son in his school used STEM. And okay, the audience, is there any question about this? About STEM, how science, technology, engineering, mathematics is working together in a subject. In science, there are steps for the time for observing, experimenting, and making prediction. While technologies inventing something and identifying issue by using the computer. In the engineering, we solve the problem by designing some materials and creating the things. And for the mathematics, the student will patterning, sequencing, and exploring the shapes and numbers. And they will become the little inventors.
Yes, audience, ask any question if you want to ask anything. I'm available here.
Okay.
No one?
Is there any questions? Okay, thank you. If there is no more question, then I will close. I will move to the next presenter. Thank you very much for your time, Dr. Faisal Fayaz.
Thank you very much to all of you. I'm really glad that you provide me the opportunity to speak something here, and welcome and really congratulate to all the organizing committee that did the wonderful event.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, have a good day. The next presenter is Dr. Arab Nas from University Milan, Pakistan. Are you there?
Yes, ma'am, I am here.
Oh, thank you so much for your time. Without taking any further, I would like to welcome you to present your material, and the stage is yours.
Ma'am,
are you going to share the PowerPoint?
Yes, I have my PowerPoint, but there is some problem in sharing. Just share it. Okay, that's now ready.
Okay.
This is now on your screen, I think.
Are you using Arabic or English for the presentation?
The presentation is in English.
Okay.
Am I audible to all of the audience?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, ma'am, thank you so much.
The time is yours.
My presentation in this first annual conference on Islamic multidisciplinary studies, renewal of Islamic thoughts on civilization and digital era. So first of all, I congratulate the organizers, Dr. Yusuf Ramadan, particularly, all of the friends who presented nicely today. Treasure of knowledge has been shared. Thank you so much. My presentation is on challenging the challenges to Muslim world in the 21st century and the strategies. This is how I would like to give a glimpse of the Muslim world, where we are facing the problems, what kind of problems we have, and how can we cope with these problems in future. So this is just a philosophical debate on the issues, challenges, where we are standing and what we need to do in future. Because the world is now a globalized village, and we are moving from traditional to technological era, and mostly all of the globe have now digitalized, but still the Muslim world, the Muslim community is facing serious issues in this regard. So that's why I want to have a glimpse of those factors which are making us so devastated that we are not coping with the modern technologies and digital era in today's modern world. So my first step is, what are the real understanding of the current state of Muslim world or Ummah? My second is the factors for the decline of the Muslim Ummah and the need for reforms. So in this regard, if you look at what is Muslim identity, so Muslims believes on Tawheed, and that is the basic Aqidah of the Iman. Being a Muslim, we should believe on Tawheed and adherence to Allah and acknowledging Allah as the sole creator is the basic theme of Tawheed. Then second is mercy, compassion, and benevolence. In the Holy Quran, the Allah Almighty says that my mercy embraces everything. To all the world, both believers and disbelievers, the mercy goes on, and it encompasses all the human beings to be encapsulated in the realm of mercy of Almighty Allah. The third pillar is the universalism, that Islam believes on universal ideas and universals in capturing, enveloping the whole of mankind into one realm. Islamic order holds the relevant Islamic order hold Islam relevant to every era of human activity. That the whole of mankind works, prohibiting evils and putting your faith in Allah. Let there be of you an ummah which calls men to good works and prohibits evil. Such are the falsious. This is your ummah, one united and integrated, and I'm your Lord, serve me. So this is how Islam teaches us that for what kind of activities this ummah has been created. So we should express our good deeds to the whole of the world. Now, what is the ummah vision and Muslim vision? A mission which upholds a vision of mankind. So this is how the verses of Islam says that we made you midmost just community. O believers, be establishers of justice, witness for God. Indeed, we have sent forth our messenger with clear messages, and we send down them to the book and the balance so that men may establish justice. Muslims have religious duties to undertake individually and collectively active struggle to establish justice. Justice is the criteria, al-mizan by God, who evaluate mankind with this al-mizan. Injustice triggers the decline of civilization, as said by Ibn Khaldun. Now, if we are having sent to this world, so we should establish justice, we should obey Lord, and if there is no justice, then there will be no civilization, and the decline would be there on top. Now, Islamic philosophy and the Reformation to cope with challenges. Now, there is Islamic philosophy which can reform the challenges well. And the first is tajdeed, that is the renewal. The second is islah, which is called reforms. The third is sawa, nada, awakening, and ahya, revival. So if we follow these pillars of the Islam, we can renew, we can reform, we can awaken, and we can revive. Islam had to have its own reformation system, enlightenment, and liberal consciousness. The roots and seed of accepting modernization in the Muslim world within an Islamic orientation do exist. To design the scheme of modernization by conforming to Islamic norm is the necessity of the day. So we should reform by following Islamic rules and regulations. Now, the future of the characteristics of the 21st century. Now, what we are facing in the 21st century, that is, the first one is the globalization. Now, globalization have shortened geographic boundaries and distances. It has fostered easy human travels. It has created migration using quick means of communication. It has free dissemination of information. It has also changed the lifestyle. And it has also raised the competition in the global market. The increased competition in the various aspects of life, including technological advancement. Now, discriminative indicators. Now, in the global market, if we see various discrimination exist on the part of Muslim world. The Muslim world is behind, and why they are behind? Because of these indicators. Now the richest use 1% of the total resources of the 48% of the global wealth. 1% richest, they are utilizing 48% of the global wealth. They just leave 52% of the share between 99% of the adults on the planet. We have 52% resources on one side, 99% of the globe is with us, but they have 48% and they are 1% of the population. Now the richest people in the world had a net wealth of more than 1.3 trillions. This will increase by 2.9 trillions in the coming 2 years and increase by 600 billions in just 4 years. Now this is how they are discriminating the whole of the world. And we as a nation, as an ummah, are witnessing those problems by making their exploitations. Now, the World Development Indicators, if we look to, more than 76% of the global research and development expenditure is spent by developed countries, 31.7% by USA, 23.2% by European countries, and 10.9% by Japan. The OIC country accounted for only 2.1% of the world total gross domestic expenditure. And Israel 4.39%, Finland, 3 Muslim world spend 5% of R&D. The Muslim world spend less than 4% of their GDP on education. Now this is the scenario. We are the Muslim Ummah, which is almost covering 50% of the globe population, but we are spending only below than 5% on our education system. So how can we be called a developed Ummah? Now, the world governance indicators, if we just describe the governance indicators in Muslim Ummah, so the vice of accountability, political instability and absence of violence, governance effectiveness, regularity quality, rule of law, control of corruption, gender equality, and women empowerment. If these indicators are taken into consideration, so we are far behind from the other part of the world. The Muslim Ummah is far behind. And now I am going to analyze these. Now, the democracy index, according to a survey in 2015, 143 limited as respect for political rights and civil liberty. 9 countries are free, basic political rights are absent, and basic civil liberties are widely and systematically denied. 13 countries have democracy and 44 do not have. Of these 44 countries, pseudo-democracy, absolute monarchy, and dictatorship exist. World University Ranking, if we see, the time higher education ranking says only 20 countries are in the Muslim world. The top 100 university in the world, non-Muslim university rank. QS World Ranking, only 20 are in the Muslim world. Non-Muslim university rank at the top 1,000 university. Performance, now the programs for international students. If we look to international student engagement, 65 countries surveyed, and in the study, 5 of the 10 worst performance on the overall reading scales are in the OIC members. Turkey is the best performance in OIC countries, occupies only the 44th position in 65. More than 30% of Malayan youth aged 15 to 19 years who completed 6 years of schooling could not read a simple sentence. In Pakistan, test for grade 3 children found that only half could answer very basic multiplication questions. Now, this is how our international students assessment is. Corruption Perception Index, 177 countries on the Transparency International range from 10 least corruption and 0 most corrupt. 8 Muslim majority countries are in the top 10 list of the corrupt countries. Only you can see that 6 Muslim countries are above the border lines. The index covers 144 indicators on the The global competitive index, 144 indicators are there. And if you look at every GCI score 3.90 in 2016 as compared to the rest of the world 4.2, in developed countries 5.0, only Qatar, United Arab Emirates, Malaysia, and Brunei have highest score of 5. Now, rest of the Muslim Ummah is where? So this is how the global indicators are showing. The World Intellectual Property Organization shows that only 0.6%, 60,000 of total applicants filled in the world from Muslim countries. USA, Japan, China, and Republic of Korea have 70%. 7 million patent applications are there. So now this is how the condition that what we are spending on our education. If we look to Malaysia 3.59 and Somalia 1.77. So this is how 3.59 is only the indicators with Malaysia, while the worst 1.77 is with. So on the patent is spending 23%, which is only equal to the United States expenditure. The highest ranked Islamic country is Malaysia, 33, followed by Kuwait, 42, Kazakhstan, 54, Brunei, 55, and Bahrain, 61, etc. In the ICT use Islamic countries, with respect to the mobile cellular subscriptions and internet use, Islamic countries are performing fairly well. Some countries show even better performance than developed countries. More than 85% of people in Qatar, Bahrain, and UAE are internet access. The rest of the Islamic Ummah is far behind from the modern world. Now the balanced integrated reform, what we need an integration in reformative structure. And according to that, we should follow the following points: that we should be moral and spiritual reforms, intellectual and ideological reforms. We need educational reforms, promotion of education and character building, political reforms, freedom of expressions, and honest judiciary, equality and accountability, socio-economic reform, justice and development, mobilization of material, economic and technological resources, elevation of poverty, institutional reform. We should have sovereign. The sovereign cannot gain strength except through the people. The people cannot be sustained except by wealth. Wealth cannot be acquired except through development. Development cannot be attained except through justice. Justice is the criterion al-mizan, which I told in the start of this presentation, by which God will evaluate mankind, and the sovereign is charged with the responsibility of actualizing justice. Now the operational framework for reforms: spirituality, spiritual consciousness and development is required. Reformism, the reform of the Muslim society through improvement of the performance of the social institution, such as the family, religion, education, etc. Activism, social and political awakening, seeking transformation of the existing Muslim society into truly Islamic societies.
Mr. Yeah, the time is up.
Intellectualism, intellectual movement, promotion of Islamic thought, Islamic outlook of life through advancement of knowledge in all modern fields of life. Physically, the Muslim world could not regain its position in the leading civilization if it had crumbling moral and scientific basis. Call towards the way of Lord with wisdom, friendly, and other things. A total insight and having sound judgment concerning a better situation through understanding cause and effect phenomena. Most precious commodity is modern society. Knowledge, rationality, and flexibility is required. New thinking based on current realities. And lastly, Immanuel Kant, science is organized knowledge and wisdom is organized knowledge. This should be the motto of the modern Islamic Ummah. Otherwise, we cannot revive and we cannot survive. Thank you so much. And I would like that you just give me permission that my kids are waiting in the school. So if there is any question, you can post me on my number.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Thank you for your great presentation. While you are busy and you have give us a chance to hear your presentation and you give us the time. your precious time. Yeah, thank you so much. The next presentation, I will welcome our presenter, Dr. Asri Carolina from PIN Curug Bengkulu. Are you there? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Without taking any further, I would like to welcome Dr. Asri Carolina from PIN Curug Bengkulu. The stage is yours. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
The honor all keynote speaker, and is it possible to
we still cannot see your slide? Can you share your slide? Hello, Dr. Asri, are you there? Yeah. Hello, Dr. Asri. Do you find any difficulties? I think she's freezing. Hello, Dr. Asri Carolina. Well, we can't see you, and have you shared your screen? I think she's out of contact. Hello, Dr. Asri, are you there? Are you with us? Unfortunately, Dr. Asri Carolina is gone. I think I can call another speaker. Over here we have Dr. Yusfar Ramadan from Institut Dirasat Al-Amien Prenduan. Hello, Dr. Yusfar Ramadan, are you with us? Hello, our sister Uswatan Hasanah. Hello, Dr. Yusfar Ramadan, are you with us? Are you in this room? I would like to welcome you for your presentation. Are you ready, sir? Oh, actually, Dr. Asri Carolina coming, maybe. Hello, Dr. Asri Carolina, are you there?
Hello, sorry.
Yeah, no worries, no worries.
With my connection here.
It's okay, it's okay. When you're ready.
Okay. Is it visible to see?
Yeah, it is clear. It's clear.
Thank
the
you.
time is yours.
Okay, thank you very much for moderator. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The other keynote speaker and all participants the annual international conference on Islamic and multidisciplinary studies. In this special occasion, I would like to express my gratitude to Director of Indonesian Education Share and Care Volunteer. And I would like to introduce myself. My name is Asri Carolina. I'm lecturer of IAIN Curup, Indonesia. Today, I would like to present a paper about the role of social media in instilling Islamic values of Gen Z at Indonesian Islamic higher institution. Can turn into an integrative part of today's society life. The discourse of how the digital era leads to some basic social change become an important issue. With all the ease to access any content worldwide and communicate with various people around the world through social media, are enriched with enormous information, including Islamic content and values. This condition triggers an essential paradigm shift among the Gen Z Muslim in Indonesia about Islam from a traditional lifestyle into a modern one. Furthermore, some fundamental shift also occur in education and learning activities context. Teacher and lecturer are expected to have competence in integrating this digital method into the learning process. Therefore, this paper is important we will discuss how social media brings young Muslim in Indonesia some paradigm shift related to Islamic value and also how it gives fundamental change in the education context, especially in teaching media and learning facilities. Next, we will explain about the introduction. The first one, I will explain about Revelation Era 4.0. The first one is, today in the era of disruption, the development of social media is increasing by day by day. And then in 1997, initially the social media was born based on trust, but starting from the 20,000 until the following year, social media began to be of interest of everyone until it reached its head. In the end, in carrying out performance and enabling various activities to be carried out quickly, precisely, accurately, thereby increasing productivity in the development of social media. Many electronic-based learning activities have emerged. It means the innovation period in which technology has become the condition of human life. This is a disruptive innovation period. This epoch has affected many become the condition of human life. This epoch has affected many parts of life, including politics, economics, culture, art, and without exception, education. Close to digital technology, so the use of digital space as a teaching tool is important to do. And the second one is using learning media in the learning process may produce new desire and interest in learning. According to Hamalik, using learning media in the learning process may produce new desire and interest in learning, stimulate and motivate pupils, and have psychological impacts on them. Learning media may assist students to increase knowledge, facilitate data interpretation, provide data entertainingly and reliably, and compress the information, in addition to boost student motivation and interest of learning. The third one is about social media. In our country, in Indonesia, social media has become the most frequently visited site and part of the daily lives of internet user. And the generation enjoys surfing social media and the internet. So learning media in the classroom and independent media are required in the learning process. In the online learning, technology takes an important role because without technology, online learning is quite hard to conduct. And everyone knows that the roles of ICT are to expand the student information, can access more material about student education, and it can improve the teaching and learning process. We heard before, all of the keynote speakers said that the technology, the media instilling Islamic values for Generation Z. Social media apply in various learning activities, including Instagram. And the second one we discuss about weblog, and the third one we would like to explain the perception of Islamic meme in social media. Okay, I would like to explain about the social media. We know that social media is online media that help individuals in obtaining and convey information, such as Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and etc. And the second one about Islamic values. Islamic only one. And the second one of Islamic values is equality and brotherhood. We know that about Uhuwa Islamiyah or brotherhood are not only limited or to ta'aruf or knowing each other, but there need to be a continuation, namely ta'awun or help each other. And the third one is pluralism. Pluralism is in agreement with the situation of or understanding of pluralistic society concerned with socio-political system as different culture. And the third one about Generation Z. Generation Z is which was born between 1990. Study use qualitative research with an analytical study will by conducting interview with respondent. An in-depth interview method was used to learn how students at an Islamic higher education institution saw the use of weblog and Instagram to promote their English skill, Islamic value, and Islamic belief. In addition, an in-depth interview method was used to survey respondents about their perception of Islamic meme on social media. And then the result of this research, I found three analysis and conclusion. The first one about the Instagram. First, students are enthusiastic about learning about Islamic belief via Instagram. They enjoy understanding Islam through Instagram, particularly regarding everyday routines. Although the information is brief, people may always join the discussion and discuss certain things that they still require. Furthermore, it encourages participants to delve further into certain subject they believe ought to be investigated further, because the Islamic information is presented in such innovative way on Instagram. They were encouraged to learn more about rather than skipping the contents. There is about learning about Islamic belief via Instagram. And the second one is weblog. Students have a favorable opinion of using social media. Islamic literary weblog for teaching and studying Islamic ideals. Students are eager to learn more about Islam through this medium weblog. They learn more about Islam and post their thoughts on their Islamic literary online site. It may be stated that using a blog as a social media platform is beneficial for teaching Islamic principles to pupils. Weblog such as WordPress and Blogger and etc. And the third one is Islamic may have the potential to become a media da'wah that can help people learn truth teaching through the visual language of visual and text. Meme is there is a picture and there is a word to explain the picture. Thank you so much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Doctor, for your perfect presentation. And it is good to know that social media and ICT has a benefit and advantages for the Gen Z, especially, and they are adolescents. They are about 18 to 24 years old, isn't it? Yeah. In this age especially, it's really crucial for them to be an inspiration for their next generation. Yeah. For the audience, is there any question about this? About the Gen Z, how Gen Z use social media, how the ICT is used by the Gen Z? Is there any question about that? Anyone wants to give the reflection? Maybe you have experienced how your son or your daughter as the Gen Z, they have experience in using their smartphone. How the da'wah spread through the Instagram, through the Facebook or YouTube. It's a good idea to spread Islam and give them some knowledge how to be Muslim, how to be a good Muslim. I think it's a good idea. Yeah. Thank you for your great presentation. There is no more question, audience. Is there any question, audience, about this? Hello? If there is no more question, I would like to welcome the next presenter. Thank you so much for Dr. Asri Carolina for your presentation. It's so amazing, and have a great day. So the next, yeah, Assalamualaikum. For the next presenter, I would welcome Dr. Hadirin Diana.
Diana, yes.
Diana, yeah.
Diana.
Diana. In Indonesia, we
Diana from Romania.
From Romania. It's amazing to see you, ma'am. Because in Indonesia, we pronounce Diana with
Diana.
Yeah, and I have a friend.
Yes, it's okay. It's perfect. Thank you. It's perfect.
Yeah. And I have a friend of mine. He is Diana, but we call Diane. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Diane.
okay.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah. And we call you Diana. Okay.
Okay, thank you. So my name is Diana, and I'm so far from Indonesia, from Asia countries, so far. I'm teacher, and I'm also international speaker. I was in so many conferences in India, in Pakistan, Bangladesh, and also I was in Indonesia last year, online. I work so much in Asia countries because I have so many projects with our children and with schools from India, especially from India and Pakistan. I have so project there, and I publish so many articles from teachers from Asia in my international book or in my international magazine. I will share my screen.
Yeah.
I not found my presentation. Why?
Yeah, takes your time.
Here was storm today. No light. I don't see my PowerPoint. It's not okay. I will shut down and I open again, okay?
Okay, okay.
It's here on my desktop. You can see? No.
Not yet.
Not yet. Full screen, let's see what advance. I don't know what happened. It's not okay. Something is not okay. I don't see my PowerPoint, but my PowerPoint is on the desktop.
If you don't mind, you can come after the next presenter.
So it's here.
We welcome you.
I found.
Oh, you guys,
it's okay. I found.
Congratulations for that. Finally.
I lost my PowerPoint. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. No worries. No worries.
So
the time is
here
yours.
is my. Thank you. Here is my school. The explosive development of information technologies, the phenomena of globalization, and the polarization of the world, according to geopolitical criteria, economic crises, and in climate hazards are just some of the basic cause which attribute a spontaneity of the development of contemporary society. Multidisciplinary aims to study a reality from one and the same discipline by means of several disciplines at once. The combination of interactive creative methods and the principles of interdisciplinarity and multidisciplinarity work for the extensive and in-depth development of skills. At schools, we will learn together from many disciplines. Multidisciplinarity draws knowledge from another disciplines but stays between their borders. Interdisciplinarity analysis, synthesis, and harmonization links between disciplines into a coordinated and correct role. Transdisciplinarity integrates the natural, social, and health science in a humanity context and transcends their traditional borders. The objectives of multidisciplinarity approach are to resolve real-world or complex problems, to provide different perspectives on problems, to create competitive research questions, to develop consensus, clinical definition, and vigilance, and to provide comprehensive health services. Multidisciplinarity teamwork has both benefit and drawbacks. The pandemic has pushed us into the new times, very hard for most to us to understand and difficult to approach. A scared, uncertain, and insecure world which initially closed our entire horizon. Due to technology, the motivation we have for our school, the need of teaching our children give us ambitions, and we have gathered in our school learn mathematics, And we combine mathematics with the science with my children, science with ecology, geography with the science. We use the knowledge learned in various lessons. So we use the multidisciplinarity. In reality, in this pandemic time, methods can be found designed to facilitate and attractive activity to the manner to teaching and learning. What does ideal school means for me, for us, for the teachers? These questions can find one of its answer in studying and project basics, which come to support the development of creativity and which can be considered didactic complements of the daily activity. The role of the project and the multidisciplinarity lessons is to help the teaching staff while things to attract the pupil to school, offering a context much more attractive than an ordinary class. The class project is a process and product, both individual and collective, in which every pupil contributes according to his or her abilities and interests in order to get a concrete collective results. Another way that can learn to an ideal school is opened by interdisciplinarity, consisting in the fact that is provide an integrated image of the things which can be separately analyzed. The interdisciplinarity activities either held as didactical games in which modern activity methods are used, or experiments, memorizing one own creations, essays, or held together with the whole class in groups or individually, no matter the moment of the day, certainly contribute to the people. Active involvement in the process of the notions assimilation as well as learning. For an ideal school, we need also an ideal teacher who knows how to improvise, how to transmit the knowledge, how to make interdisciplinarity, to be able to adapt in any circumstances, online teaching or real teaching, pandemic time or not pandemic time. During this period, we tried to improvise to learn. The children need to learn. It was very difficult because I work in primary school. I teach in a primary school, and my children was in September. We go to school. It's perfect to be near the children. It's perfect the real education in a real class. We do not agree with the statement that the online school was not effective because the teachers were not prepared for online teaching, which involve completely different activities than the classic one, from content design to evaluation and examination. We have many examples around us in which teachers dedicated to their professions have carried out special teaching activities. We can say it was easy. It was very hard. I have so many projects in last 4.
Okay, I'm sorry, Miss Hadarin Diana. You have 15 minutes to present. Okay. I'm sorry for this.
Okay. Okay. 1 minute. So I work so much in Asia. We need one motivating teacher for these activities. I want to collaborate with Indonesia also, if you can, with schools from Indonesia, not just Pakistan and India. We must use multidisciplinarity and interdisciplinarity and transdisciplinarity in with our children. And I'm so happy because I'm today here, because you invite me in this international conferences. Thank you so much.
Okay, thanks for Miss Hadarin Diana from Romania. Okay,
Thank
maybe
you.
anyone from participant or another presenter would like to ask her a question? Maybe from presenter or participants of this annual conference. Any question to Mrs. Hadarin Diana? Sorry.
It's okay,
Diana,
Diana.
right?
Thank you so much. It's okay.
Okay.
Okay, thank
Okay,
you so much.
maybe no one. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Miss, for your
Thank you so much.
participation. Okay. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
And, okay. And the next presenter is Muhammad Nawastunio from Muhammad Ali Jinnah University, Karachi, Pakistan. He is also an assistant professor in business administration.
Hi everyone, am I audible?
Yeah, we can listen you.
Okay, that's great.
Okay.
I'm Dr. Muhammad Nawastunio, assistant professor from Muhammad Ali Jinnah University, Karachi, Pakistan. I have done PhD in entrepreneurship, innovation and economic development from Austria. And I completed my PhD in 2020, November. And since then, I returned to Pakistan and serving in different capacities in the different universities. But currently, I'm working here in Muhammad Ali Jinnah University as assistant professor of entrepreneurship. I want to share my slides here to talk a little bit about the entrepreneurship. Let me share my slides. My interesting area of interest is entrepreneurship, corporate social responsibility, and multidisciplinary area. Why multidisciplinary area? Because entrepreneurship is a multidisciplinary subject, which revolves around the different kind of the specializations like marketing, finance, supply chain management, and all other kind of the fields. So entrepreneurship is independent discipline within itself, as well as interdisciplinary, which where it is connected with the different kind of the disciplines, different kind of the fields of the knowledge. So while talking about the entrepreneurship, it belongs to the economic discipline subject, economics, because economics is said to be the study of the resources and its utilization for the production of the goods and services for the benefit of the society and for the financial motives. So when we talk about the economics, then it comes in our mind that there are several factors of the production of the economics, like land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship. So here is a family of the entrepreneurship, where it evolves. Where does it come from? It gives some kind of the family background of the entrepreneurship field. That there are four factors of production: land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is most important factor of the production of the economics. So when we talk in detail about the entrepreneurship, is about the initiative from the very small scale, from the scratch, we can say that converting a creative idea into the feasible business plan in a very significant and suitable way. So when we talk about the specialties or specialization of entrepreneurship, And when sometimes what happens that people misinterpret entrepreneurship with the general business, traditional business. It is sometimes treated as a substitute or synonyms like business and entrepreneurship are the similar things. But it is not a similar thing. Entrepreneurship is somehow different from the traditional business in certain ways. Like in case of entrepreneurship, there is a theory of effectuation theory. That's a Professor Saraswati from Malaysia. She proposed the idea that entrepreneurship can be started from the zero, from the minimum resources. You don't need to have any kind of capital, don't need to have any resources. But if you have a creative idea, you have social networking, you have a very good contacts, you can use those resources to materialize your idea and execute your business plan in a practical way. So this is one specialty of entrepreneurship. Second one is a risk taking. That entrepreneur is always ready to take the risk, because as much as you will take the risk, so you will have a benefit in return. If you are failing in this case, let's suppose while taking the risk, then entrepreneur never gets disappointed from the failure, because he learns from the failures in the entrepreneurial process. And third one is innovation. Innovation is integrated, we can say that, spirit of the entrepreneurship to introduce the things in a new and different way in the same market or in the new market. And the fourth one, important feature of entrepreneurship is the employment creation. It creates several kind of employment opportunities for the unemployed youth, unemployed youngsters. And the last and most important is that ultimately is going to contribute in economic growth of the country, because entrepreneurship is believed and treated as a backbone of the economy. So directly or indirectly, it has a significant contribution in the economic growth of every country where entrepreneurship is given a priority. So entrepreneurship is a kind of the process, but who drives that process? Who is the actor who plays a role in driving that process? That one is an entrepreneur. Entrepreneur is an individual who plays a very responsible role to drive that entrepreneurial process for certain motives, for certain objectives. So these are the characteristics of entrepreneur. Based on these characteristics, we can recognize that who is an entrepreneur or who can be entrepreneur. Being innovative, having economic growth, contributing in economic growth, and creating employment opportunities for the unemployed people. That can be the only entrepreneur. That cannot be done to any kind of the manager or any kind of the employee, but an entrepreneur can contribute in this way. These are somehow, we can say that characteristics or qualities at individual level of the entrepreneur, like having an internal locus of the control, high energy level, self-confidence, tolerance for the ambiguity, self-reliant, high need for the achievement, very flexible in order to achieve their objectives, and very patient and very action-oriented, and very because they want to be entrepreneur, because they want to be their own boss. They want to be entrepreneur because they want to be their own boss, and they want to pursue their own ideas, own decisions. They want to achieve their own dreams. And they, in the last one, they want financial freedom, that they have certain financial goals to earn certain amount of money. But in this case, in being an entrepreneur, it is said that sky is a limit when your business is growing and you are achieving your objectives. So you don't have any kind of the constant income in business, so that you claim that you are having a limited source, financial sources. So these are treated as a motives of the entrepreneur to be to start any kind of the business. These are some these are some kind of the common myths about the entrepreneur, that they are born, not made. These are gamblers. These are motivated by the money. These are young and energetic, and they love spotlight. They are like attention seekers. So these are the myths that people interpret different things in a different way about the entrepreneurs. But basically, everybody is an entrepreneur because human being is a very dynamic in its nature, and everybody comes with a certain set of the qualities, characteristics. We need to explore, we need to polish those qualities, we need to work out on ourselves so that we recognize ourselves in a very suitable way. So, what can be the what can be the overall benefit of the entrepreneurial mindset? If we try, when we talk about the entrepreneurship, when we talk about the entrepreneurial mindset, it means we are talking about the collective perspective. So that what can be the motive of the entrepreneurship to cope up with the rapid changing economy? There are so many natural and social disasters occurring all around the world. Like we have experienced recently pandemic situation. Here in Pakistan, we are facing a great flood disaster, which has affected very widely to the physical and economic infrastructure, social infrastructure of the country. So what happens through the entrepreneurial approach, we can cope up these changes and challenges. And then to build the entrepreneurial society. When, let's suppose, you are engaged in any kind of the entrepreneurial activity, you are going to develop some kind of the certain mechanism for the other youngsters, and you are creating a trend for them to create some kind of the activities to follow you, because you are becoming a source of inspiration for them. Then to encourage the growth and to encourage the innovation and the growth through your entrepreneurial process and achievements. So when we talk about the entrepreneurial ideas, that from where we can find the business ideas, entrepreneurial ideas, so that we can start doing business. It is a common question from the mostly youngsters nowadays, that they come and ask that, sir, how can I find a business idea, or suggest me any kind of the business in which I can get a rapid success and earn the money. So I always suggest these approaches, that you go through these approaches, and definitely then you will be able to find out anything suitable according to your interest. First one is a knowledge. Knowledge is a great source of the business ideas. Go through the reading of the different books, different research articles, journals, periodicals, magazines, stories, successful stories of the successful entrepreneurs. Then you can find some kind of the ideas and new knowledge from those sources. Second one is the experienced entrepreneur. Go and sit with the experienced entrepreneurs. Ask them from the different suggestions. No, just try to observe their activities, their behaviors, their vision, their mission, and their plans, that how they think and what are the level of their thoughts. From their experiences, you can learn something different and something new, because they have already faced several kind of the challenges, and they can be able to guide you that how you should go through certain challenges. And then the third one is a geographical location. You can find different ideas from the different geographical locations. Like when we talk about the international market, you can find the different business ideas from the Indonesia, from the Malaysia, from the Vietnam, from Pakistan, from India. When we talk about the developing countries, while going to the developed countries, you can go to the Europe and see that what are the important things, what are the burning issues, social issues, and try to find out, solve those social issues through your entrepreneurial approach. Then fourth one is a sector, that you can choose any kind of the sector. Like there are the different sectors like garments, food sector, transportation, IT industry, so many sectors that you can observe and check that which sector has a great importance nowadays. Like food sector is an evergreen sector which never can stop. Okay. Information technology is, ever growing sector where new changes are occurring, new innovations are taking place. new mobile companies, new mobile phones are arriving, new techniques and technologies are being introduced. So you can choose any kind of the sector which can be very close to your interest. Then you can find the business ideas based upon the gender. There are certain products which are specifically for the females, and certain products are specifically for the males. So you can decide that what kind of the product you want to introduce. So you will be very specific to identify your market. Then simultaneously you can find out the different business ideas profession wise. There are so many different disciplines, professions, occupations. Like we can take an example of the MBBS doctors. They use a certain kind of the garments like a scarf or gown, medical for the medical purposes. There are certain medical instruments which are being introduced and produced by the pharmaceutical industries. So based upon those specialization, occupations and professions, you can find the business idea. And the last one, but not the least, is a religion. That religion can be the source of the business ideas as well. You would see that on there are different religious festivals taking place globally on the different dates. So on those religious days, what happened? Sale of the certain products and services are increased as compared to the normal or routine sale of the products. So you can pick and choose those products which are being sold rapidly on those certain dates or days or certain geographical, certain religious places. Let's say the shrines or some other places can be the source of the business ideas. So at the end of this talk, I would like to say that there are 4 categories of the people, which is the most important one. First one is those group who make things happen. Second group is those who see things happen. Third one is those people who wonder what happened. And fourth one is who don't know what is going on. So here in this point, you have to identify, decide, and categorize yourself that where you are falling yourself, that in which category you are and which category is suitable and where you should be. That will provoke your mind to become an entrepreneur in your nature, in your life, in your lifestyle, and for your society. So that's all about my today's talk. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone for this opportunity to speak me with the international scholars and to come here and introduce myself. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Dr. Muhammad Nawas Tunio, for your amazing presentation. And before we are as committee of Aicims, I would like to say, please apologize us for making you wait in long time.
No problem. Okay. No problem. This is my honor to be here, the part of this international research community and international research event. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thanks for your amazing presentation. I remember when you say make things happen or see things happen. I don't know what to do. Okay, when you say that make things happen, yes, make things happen. I remember someone ever say to me, plan your work and work your plan. Someone just plan but no work. So this is we are as entrepreneur. If we plan for a business, we have to make this business happen, right? Okay, thank you. Maybe from another presenter or participant want to ask something to Mr. Muhammad Nawas Tunio?
Besides this, I want to tell you something more about myself. That being a teacher and a researcher, my research area is entrepreneurship and qualitative area. In this capacity, I'm playing different roles of the editorial, where I'm editing different special issues of the Imperfecta journal, Scopus Index Journal, and different books as well, book edits in the domain of entrepreneurship. So during this conference, after my talk, I'm going to share the links of those books and journals I'm editing. So I invite all the respected speakers who is interested to contribute and contribute any kind of the book chapter or research article in my book, in my special issue. You're more than welcome, and I will be here to assist you.
Okay. Okay, Miss Vida Ruhia, are you here with us?
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much for your presentation. It's really good presentation and inspiring us, especially for the entrepreneurs here. And so there is no more question from the audience or speakers or other participants. Miss Faradis?
Yeah.
Is there any questions from our participant, from our audience?
I think no. No one has.
Okay. Thank you so much.
So, there could be two reasons of no question. Either they have well understood my presentation, or they have quite not understood my presentation.
No, you explained pretty well. It's understandable, and I enjoy your presentation. Yeah.
Understandable, and I think this good presentation. We understand it well.
Yeah, but I
you explain well.
Can I ask question? To be entrepreneurs, that we need to face many failures. It is ups and downs, trials and errors. How do we to be strong to face all the stuff, and we get the successful? How do we to make this happen? How do we to reach our dream? How do we to reach our goals?
It's a ongoing journey. You cannot set certain boundaries that, let's suppose, if you fail for once, then you are failure for the forever. This title cannot be for the lifetime. Okay, if you are failed for the first attempt, it means you have to appear in the ground with more preparation, with more motivation, with more energy, with more interest. Okay, so in this case, I don't use the word entrepreneur failure, but I use the word entrepreneurial exit, where what happens if you are failing to succeed in certain business plan, then what happens that there could be the possibility that you should switch from one sector to another sector, from one geographical location to another geographical location. Just change the business idea. Maybe you have not found the correct business idea for the correct market, for the correct place where you are living or working. So try to explore the different dynamics of the market, and you just change the business plan and check its feasibility. There is a possibility that you will succeed for the second attempt. But this is, ongoing journey. You have to be there are three things very most important for entrepreneur. One is consistency, second is the patience, and third one is the motivation. You have to adopt these three qualities artificially, manually, forcefully, so that you can succeed in your business.
Okay, thank you so much for your time. Assalamualaikum Muhammad Nawas.
Walaikum salam, sir.
I'm from Madura.
Nice to meet you.
I have two questions for you.
Yes, please.
First question. Last time you said that economy is how to manage a society, how to manage society among wants and desire. The question here, can you explain to me and to others the difference of wants and desire? It is the first question. And the second question is, the title is the importance of entrepreneurship. Yeah, I agree with the moderator that your presentation, your title is very amazing and very great. But now I need your explanation about the contribution of entrepreneurship here to accelerate the world economic growth. Maybe like that. Do you get it?
Yeah.
Yeah. The contribution of entrepreneurship to accelerate, yeah, to accelerate the world economic growth, like that. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, most welcome. Thank you so much for the very nice question. I would explain. Want and need, there are two different things. Want is that wants and desires. Okay. Want is that something very out of the control. Let's suppose I would say that there is a flood condition in Pakistan. There are so many infrastructure is destroyed. People need now tents, artificial tents to live because their homes are, destroyed. They want to shelter. Okay?
Okay.
That's a want. So what we can say, we can use entrepreneurial approach to accommodate them, to shift them from the flood affected area to the safe place, and we can provide them the tents to settle down there. But some person who is living in normal life, who is living in a rented house for the whole time, he has desired that I should have my own home. Okay, this iPhone, Apple company. Before iPhone, there was a Nokia in the market, which is a very great acceptance in the market. Because of the launch of the Nokia, different kind of the business ideas had taken place. People were selling the different parts of the mobile. They started doing business in software, hardware, mobile applications, and different kind of the opportunities were created. Okay, what happened? Nokia did not adopt the incremental innovation. And then Nokia failed. Now Nokia is not surviving in the market, but there is a Apple in the market that everybody is following the trend of the Apple. Every year, every next 1 or 2 year, new version of Apple is arriving in the market. And what happens? Apple has created new kind of the employment opportunities, new kind of the business opportunities for the people globally, not only in a specific country. That people are selling the different parts of the mobile. They have opened the different enterprises working on the softwares, working on the repairing of the mobile, working on the cosmetics of the mobile, different applications, different softwares. So in this way, what happens that they starting this entrepreneurial approach that when Job Steve started, converted his idea into the feasible business, and he got success in his idea. So he created a market globally, and he created opportunities for the international people while living in the local areas. So I think that I'm able to clarify your question.
Yes, thank you. Yes, understood.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes, sir. Anybody
yes,
else?
Enough. Yeah, enough. Enough, Mrs. Zaidan, enough.
Thank you so much for the questions from Mr. Ruslan. Thank you so much for all your participation. Thank you so much here for all the speakers, and thank you for your contribution, your knowledge in our programs. It means us a lot. Thank you for all of the speakers from the first day until the 7th day, and forgive us for our imperfectness. And we are very welcome to you all, for the speakers and the participants, that if you want to contribute to our next conference in the next year, we are very welcome for that. And see you next time, everyone. Let's close our conference now. Very sitting. Alhamdulillah.
Thank you so much. Congratulations to all the team to organize this successful event.
Yeah, see you
I
next.
ensure you my participation whenever you organize any kind of the research event. I will be there, the first person to contribute and participate. Thank you so much.
We are very welcome you in the next year. We are very welcome you. Thank you so much for all people in this room and in the YouTube who watch us online during these 7 days. And it is amazing to see you all and see you in the next year.
Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you everyone.